Hi, everyone. So I try to be short, but really important because security is something that, okay, thank you, that shouldn't be carried at the last. So it's something that you should hear when you're starting any project. My name is Yevheniia. I'm a co-founder in CBDO at Hacken. I've been working in cybersecurity for the last 10 years and in crypto 8. I will try to make it short and just share some tips how to stay secure in Web3 and what you should do with your project, not only in the level of smart contracts, but also on the operations level, on the applications level. So briefly about Hacken, we are a smart contract auditor. We also do penetration testing and bug bounties. So helping Web3 projects to be secure for the last 5 years. We've been doing that starting from ICO boom in 2017, helping to prevent different scams and also find vulnerabilities in ICO websites, smart contracts, and on different levels. We also have a bug bounty platform called Hacken Proof, which is used by Avalanche, FTX, and a lot of others. Yeah, and today just want to share some statistics about cybersecurity. I'm pretty sure all of you heard how much we are losing every day because of misconfigurations, hacks, phishing, social engineering, and all that. These numbers are scary and we're not getting better, honestly, but still some positive vibes. Because when we started back in 2017, security was a nice feature, but not something that every project founder thinks. As for now, we have different crypto exchanges, IDO platform, venture funds, some regulators. They ask about cybersecurity before they do any interactions with the project, because it's kind of due diligence that everyone should do before interacting with anyone. Because at the end of the day, it's just cybersecurity, not only cybersecurity risks, but definitely it's reputation losses, it's money losses. Just look at the price of any token once it's been hacked. I guess there is nothing to comment here. Yeah, and if we are checking that over the history, that's not getting much better, honestly, because it looks like it grows and we are in the middle of the year, and the numbers kind of compare to the last year and even more. So what's going to be in this market till the end of the year? That's a question. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you heard about all these cases. You can go and check at Rect News or somewhere, the leaderboard of hacks and what's happened there. But what to do to prevent that? Because cybersecurity is kind of investment in your secure future and good reputation and trust from community, from investors, from everyone. If we think about the project, like any Web3 project in the backend, at the end of the day, we have just a website, we have infrastructure, we have smart contracts, we have operations and teams that's building that, and communities. And I want to just go briefly over all these key components and the risk associated with that and how we can prevent that. Simple steps. Starting from team operations, because phishing, social engineering, like internal attackers, that's something that we don't hear because we hear only about exploits, but a lot of projects just suffering from that. And if we are talking about the basic steps that every company owner should do, starting from operational security, of course, education about their users, like device protection, password managers. I don't know how many of you use password managers because it's still very easy, but a lot of projects just don't think about that before anything happens. And also, yeah, it's good to have security engineers inside if you're big enough for that, or just have security-wise person who can set up all these processes and control that. Yeah, next up about users, investors, and community. You must probably heard a lot about phishings and a lot about fake websites, fake Google ads that's leading you to fake websites with a fake wallets, or, for example, for fake Twitters, spreading fake wallets that's gathering money. So it's also good to be aware of that and not to be the victim of that. So good to have first properly set up in your emails, because it's also the part that helps phishing guys to do that job properly and get a profit out of that. Yeah, using two-factor authentication, strong password policies, that's the basic that every project should think about while enforcing their users to do it properly. If you're, for example, going to check crypto exchanges, they all have these password policies where say that you should have strong password, long enough, with capital letters, with special characters. So think about that twice. And now, like, every company pushes their users to do security properly, having these anti-phishing codes, 2FAs, and all that. If you're talking about web and mobile apps, definitely the security of that should start at the beginning of development, not after everything is finished. So it should be security mindset first and security by design. So while you're doing your development, think about security. There is like different secure SDLC and a lot of guidance how to do that properly. And also once you're done with the security development, do some like automatic checks that you can do by yourself, check, do source code review. And after that you can attract additional eyes, additional team members like penetration testing team who can find vulnerabilities in the on the application level. So do this penetration testing engagements regularly. For example, for crypto exchanges, there is a requirement to have that at least annually, but I'm pretty sure they're updating their applications that fast that once a year, that's definitely not enough. And also, the next step, so every time you do security, you should do defense on depth. So first step, next step, yeah, once all the walls have fallen, you should have something to prevent that. And last but not least, to have bug bounty and engage ethical hackers to help you reveal vulnerabilities before bad guys actually exploit them and do something bad. So internal security, external security, crowdsourced security. And in the end of the day, it's good to have insurance. If we're going forward for infrastructure, yeah, that's the most, I guess, the most popular one is DDoS attacks, especially while projects doing different investment rounds for communities, gathering money. Good to think about that before. And set up infrastructure properly, have backups, and also it's important to monitor the perimeter you have in order to spot the activity like from not ethical actually, black hat hackers before. Yeah, and also it's important to secure your intellectual property, your domain names, because I'm pretty sure you heard about domain takeovers, and that's a problem for, and it costs a lot usually for domains. Yeah, also having the security incidents response plan, that's good because if you are not ready for a security incident, that will happen and you will have some problems and don't understand who is responsible for what they should do, what's the next steps. If we're talking about smart contracts and blockchain protocols, there is some advices that definitely that it's good to have everything documented before, everything tested before, and also having done internal security checks and external audits. And it's good to have a couple of them from different firms, and also having bug bounty in place. If we're talking why do we need audits, definitely first security. Second, it's more about trust for your community, for your investors. Also about advices how actually to check the functionality you have and receive some feedback on that. Yeah, and to make it properly from the first attempt. You can go to any auditors, but the most important is that you should do that, like to understand the capabilities they have, their specialization, and go to the right one, and definitely reserve these spots in advance as far as it's like really busy market. Yes, and it's good to be prepared for the audits because you don't want to pay for something that you can scan, fix before the audit. You definitely want to pay for some intellectual work and not auditors checking your failed test or something like that. Yeah, so first, security mindset, then prepare proper documentation, test cases, and also request for auditors what do you expect from them, what do you want to receive as a result. We have the methodology you can share that's more like recommendations how to design that properly and what you can get out of audit, how to prepare for that, and what you can't get out of that. Next up is about bug bounties. I'm pretty sure you heard about this million bug bounties that is in the market. And it's interesting that after hacks, not like the hack damage was a way higher than the bounties. That's why probably it's happened. Oh no, that's a question. You can go to any of bug bounty providers or do it by yourself. There is traditional bug bounty providers like HackerOne or Bugcrowd, more of Web 2, or Web3 oriented like Hackenproof or Immunify or Hats Finance. Yeah, and last but not least, once all the barriers passed, it's good to have insurance in place that cover the losses you might have. And it's good to have that before it's happened. There were some successful cases of insurance coverage, and a lot of insurance providers cooperate with bug bounties, and they pay for these critical bugs from insurance in order, to minimize these risks. And it's good to have to pay bounty rather than the hack case coverage. Yeah, that's all. And yeah, thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address them. And be proactive with your security until it's too late. Thank you.